guys know that Shein.com has a foundation that is supposed to be long wearing and mattifying. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions and full day wear test. The new $9 Shein SheGlam foundation. Emailed me and asked me if I wanted to test this out, and I was like, yes, absolutely. I did not even know they had makeup or a foundation nonetheless, and I got this in the mail and I could not wait to film this video for you guys and test it out and see what it looked like on my skin. So it's only $9. I will get into all the details about this foundation. I'm not wearing anything on my face right now. The only thing I just have on is this Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Pearl. If you guys have never heard of Shein.com, they have a lot of really cute clothing pieces. They do a lot of like different trendy pieces. So like they have a lot of like the shackets that we've been seeing. They have really cute shoes. Let me actually choose 3 shades. I'm not being paid to do this review, you guys. I believe my own thoughts and all that. This is literally just so I can review the products for you guys. So thank you to Shein for sending this over to me so I could test this out. But yes, this is not paid at all. Always honest thoughts here on my channel. You guys know I keep it real. Hoping that one of these is going to match me. I did do a little bit, can you see? I did a little bit of self-tanner last night, so I'm feeling a little bronze, more bronze than usual, so I'm glad I had 3 different shades here that I can play around with. So they're actually doing something really cool with this launch, and I'm just reading from my email. I came out with this thing called the SheGlam Pretty Committee, and it's filled with both influencers and then consumers, aka customers. The whole thing is if you actually test out the foundation and give your thoughts on it on social media, YouTube, your Instagram, what have you, and tag them, they're actually giving away a $500 gift card. And they're also giving away the entire SheGlam like makeup line. Really all you have to do is post your review. It could be a video or a picture on Instagram, tag them. There's like all this information about it on their website. I will link it below if you guys want to check it out, but kind of just a fun incentive if you like my review and if we like this foundation and you want to pick it up. So let's talk about this foundation and some details. So this is called SheGlam Complexion Pro Long-Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. If you don't know my skin type, I am oily and acne prone. Matte foundations are usually kind of my jam. So it is breathable, lightweight, it is water and sweat proof, and this is a big thing. I know a lot of you guys are going to like this. It is free of fragrances, which I know a lot of people are sensitive to fragrance in their foundations. Their skin is sensitive, so that is a huge plus. Won't clog your pores, natural matte finish. On the back, I actually noticed that it says it's semi-matte, so I'm wondering which is it going to be. Is it going to be fully matte or semi-matte? It was tested by 200 plus customers and got glowing reviews. So we are going to put that to the test today. I want to do a 2-day wear test with this foundation because I figured why not see how it is for 2 days, give it a really fair shot. I have the time to do that for you guys, and I thought it would be really helpful. It is also cruelty-free, which is great if you are cruelty-free. Also, it actually is infused with CBD oil, which I don't think I've ever seen a foundation with CBD in it yet. We've seen skincare, bath products, all that, but never a foundation, so that has me very, very intrigued. Filter-like finish for a look that's flawless yet natural. That's been like my favorite kind of look recently. I mean, who doesn't want a filter-like finish on their skin? And I'm very into that natural yet some coverage look lately, kind of like a medium coverage. The foundation range of colors definitely needs some work. There's 15 shades and there are not a lot of deep shades, so hopefully Shein will kind of get it together and add some more shades for my medium and deep skin beauties, because I just feel like there are not enough options here, and it's something I think that's super important for brands in 2020, 2021 as we go forward. You have to have a good expansive shade range. Especially I feel like if you're an online brand, you don't have a store where you have like a couple of foundations in a display. You have like, you can get more foundations in your range. Open it up, it actually comes in this really pretty velvet little sleeve, which honestly reminds me of something higher end brands do. Like when I got a Dior highlighter, it came in one of these. So I was like, all right, that's pretty fancy. So here's what the foundation looks like. Very just minimal packaging, nothing too crazy. Kind of reminds me of like private label makeup, how they have this very simple packaging. So there we have it. I will swatch all 3 shades for you guys up close so you can get an idea of what these colors look like. Shade is Nude, which is definitely a bit more deeper and yellow than Warm Vanilla. So this will probably be closer to my shade. Right here is Sand, which is probably the most yellow out of the 3 shades I have. So here's what all 3 look like in the packaging. And the packaging is just like a frosted kind of matte bottle. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Sand today because it seems to be the deepest shade, and just so I'm kind of matching my neck to the rest of my body, which is what I usually do. And here are the swatches in daylight. So we have nude, warm vanilla, and then sand right there. Do one side with a sponge. Today I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Cashmere Dream Sponge. This is actually a set of 2. So here's the regular one. This is the flocked one. This regular one is amazing. This constantly, you guys, it's so good. It's only at Ulta. On the other side, I'll use a flat top foundation brush. I was also thinking I want to do a test of half my face with primer, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer today. So I'll probably use this on the sponge side, and then on the brush side, I won't do any primer. So that I think should be interesting. I'll tone my face, and then I went ahead and put on the NUZZOLO Hydrotherapy Gel Cream. This is a very expensive and fancy moisturizer that I try to use sparingly. I actually received this in PR from the Makeup Museum. To apply the Poreless Putty Primer to this side, blender, and I'm gonna put this over the putty primer. Wow, yeah, that is definitely deeper and more yellow, but I think it's gonna go good with my little self-tan I have here. So definitely can feel the full coverage-ness of this already. And I was curious, usually matte is full coverage. You kind of just assume they go hand in hand. This is where I put my self-tanner up to, like when I'm applying it. I'm actually really liking the gradual self-tanner lotions as opposed to a mousse. Something at the mousse, just like, I don't know, I don't love doing it. It's like one of my least favorite beauty things to do to myself. So the gradual one, it just feels like you're putting lotion on and you still get a nice tan from it. So I'm enjoying that. We covered over here, you guys. I feel like I have to add a little more to my forehead because there wasn't enough product. You do not need too much of this product. A little bit definitely goes a long way. I like how the sponge is applying it. I definitely think I only need one layer of this. I would say it is for sure full coverage, and I feel like it covered up any sort of redness I had. And the sponge usually shears out a foundation pretty good, so if this is any indicator, I'm a little nervous to use the brush because the brush is usually even more coverage, so I might go in with a little less product to start out. Now let's go in with the brush. This is, like I said, the Morphe M439. I'm gonna put one pump like that on, and then let's go on to this side. So just so you guys remember, I have no primer on this side of my face. And when it comes to foundations, I am usually a sponge girl over a brush girl in my like everyday life. Curious if this is going to like oxidize throughout the day. That's something we'll have to wait and see, of course. Gosh, I like miss doing foundation reviews. This is really making me remember how much I used to love them. Definitely have to do more of these on my channel, so I'm happy I'm making this for you guys. Go on the forehead. Always challenging to do half the face. We're making it work though. We're making it work. I do have a couple acne spots over here, like here, and I have one right here. So this will be a good indicator of the coverage. That's why it's always kind of good to see foundation reviews on someone who does have hyperpigmentation and spots, because it's like you can see how it actually works. It's so interesting. I'm not used to seeing the full coverage anymore, so I'm like, whoa, like I feel like my texture is out to play quite a bit. Like I'm not used to seeing so many of the pores on my face, so I'm kind of like wondering like, oh, is this emphasizing my texture? But I will say, for me, I always like when the foundation kind of settles into my skin. The natural oils of my face come out, because then I feel like it kind of softens everything up when I have like my highlighter, my blush, and my bronzer on. So this is just kind of like right away when you first apply it. I do feel like you do see some like texture emphasis, but I like the finish of it, and I definitely feel like it covered up redness. I'm actually gonna go and do another layer with the brush. I feel like I like the sponge application a little bit better, A fan of daylight savings. I am not. I'm like, give me all the sun all day long. I get so sad when it's dark out, like so early on. And then also it's hard when you're doing like pictures and videos and stuff, because it's like, well, there goes my light. So you need to like wake up really early to start your day, which I need to be better at. Like, I'm talking like I should be waking up at like 6 a.m. you guys, and like, you know, get everything done early so that I can film early and make the most of the light. It actually layers really nicely. For some reason, I just felt like I wanted to do a second layer on the brush side. I feel like the brush side is definitely a little bit more matte than the sponge side, which always has a little bit more dewiness to it. I definitely feel covered, so this is definitely full coverage. I agree with the semi-matte claim. I turned off my ring light and I put the brightness up on my camera to give you, I feel like it's a better idea of how my skin looks. And just remember, I have a window over here that's putting sun on my face, so if it looks a little shiny, it's from like the sunlight. But here is like an actual view of what it looks like without the ring light on. Go ahead and do my brows off camera, and then I will come back and we will do concealer together. Foundation review. I don't go too crazy with concealer because I want the foundation to kind of like do its thing and show me how it's performing instead of like doing so much concealer. So I'm just gonna do a little bit. Haven't used this one in a while. Milani Conceal and Perfect. I have shade 12 Light Vanilla. So I'm just gonna go a little underneath, like that much. And then I'm gonna use the same sponge we used for the foundation to blend it out. I'm realizing that I really need to get a concealer shade for when I'm more self-tanned. Maybe I'll pick that up today, because some of these are just gonna be a little too light. Okay, so that's literally all I'm gonna do. Like I said, not going crazy with the concealer. I'm not gonna put concealer on my forehead. I'm gonna take the number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. This is in light. If you guys remember, I talked about this in my dupes video. This is a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's powder. I actually want to grab this also in the light medium so I can use it all over my face instead of just using it on my under eyes. So this actually has this like really cool blurring effect when you apply it. And I picked this up at Target. Sometimes there could be a sale. Download the Target app, and there's a lot of sales on there and coupons. And with this flocked sponge from that Cashmere Dream set, because this is for powder, and I'm just setting right underneath my eyes. That blurring effect, which is so nice. Even when I apply it on my forehead, I'm like, wow, like you could see how it just kind of like smooths everything out. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead off camera. I'm going to go film an Instagram tutorial of whatever eye look I come up with. Then I will come back and kind of finish off with you guys. And then we will go forth to check-in. So stay tuned. I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back. I finished doing the rest of my face. I will have an Instagram tutorial on this whole eye look, but just so you guys can see it up close. I kind of just went for like a classic eye with a little bit of shimmer. This is like one of my signature looks. I'll show you guys what I used. I used the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette. This is a dupe for Anastasia Modern Renaissance. I always forget the name. Amazing dupe, honestly. You don't even need that palette if you have this one. I got it on clearance at Target for $4.19. So, wow. The thing that made this whole eye look is this Kokie Crystal Fusion Liquid Eyeshadow. Holy smokes, this is gorgeous, you guys. Gorgeous. It's like on par with the Stila Shimmer and Glow, if not better. I put this right on the inner corner, and I feel like it just made the whole entire look. This is in the shade Celeste. Got this at Rite Aid. I will link this for you guys. This is such an underrated brand. I'm going to probably do a whole face of this brand if you guys want to see that. But do you see how gorgeous that is? Amazing, and it's really affordable. I wanted to keep the face not too crazy, so I went as like neutral as I possibly could. I'm wearing the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer, the one that's from TJ Maxx. Blush, I'm just wearing NARS Orgasm, and then I wanted to wear like more of a subtle highlighter, but this highlighter, you can really build it up. This is one of my favorite highlighters ever. It's the Essence Pure Nude in Be My Highlight. Like, everyone says it's subtle, but you guys, it's like super blingy. So I did this just on the high points of my face. It's set a little bit with the Essence My Skin Perfector Loose Fixing Powder. So I just set up here, underneath here, and a tiny, tiny little bit on my nose. I didn't want to go too crazy setting it because I wanted to see how the foundation is going to wear throughout the day. So I was just looking at my face in the mirror, as I usually do after I film foundation videos. So my initial thoughts are, I feel like it is really good coverage, definitely mattifying, which I like. I do feel like my pores are accentuated. I don't feel like it gave me like a filter look to my face. However, I do like it so far. I like the way that my skin is looking. I feel covered. So, and it is, I would definitely say, a semi-matte finish. It's not so matte where it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like my face has no moisture in it whatsoever. I think both sides look good right now. The sponge side with the primer and the brush side without a primer. Overall, I'm happy with the way it looks for, I mean, just first impression for $9. I think it's a really good foundation. So I'm happy I'm doing a 2-day wear test because I really want to try this again for another day. So I'm going to show you guys what this looks like in natural daylight so you can get a feel for it on my vlog camera instead of under my studio light. Here is the finished result so you guys can see a little bit better. And I think my skin looks good. I'm really happy with the way my makeup came out today. It's not cakey, so that's amazing. And I like that it has the CBD in it, and that makes me feel better about it because I know CBD helps with redness and all that. I'll tell you guys, on my lips, I'm wearing the Buxom 90s Full Force lipstick. This is their new 90s line. This is the shade Fly Girl. So pretty. However, I did add a lip liner because it's a little too nude on its own, so I did a deeper lip liner. Lashes, I'm wearing Essence Volume Hero mascara. This is the waterproof version. This is like a rubber bristle wand, which I usually don't like, but I actually really enjoy this mascara. I saw it on TikTok, so that's why I wanted to try it out. Oh gosh, TikTok has me broke, y'all. Need to stop scrolling on there. Don't go on TikTok if you're trying to save money. Okay? Okay, so let's check this foundation out in natural daylight. Alright guys, so here is a shot in natural daylight. I actually really like the way this is looking right now. I think it looks good. So this is just like my initial shot to show you guys. I still have to wear it for the rest of the day. Obviously later it's going to be dark out because, like I was saying, the sun is setting so early now. So I think when I do my check-ins later, I'm going to show you guys with a ring light. So hopefully, let's do a little zoom in. So here we go. That highlight though. Ah! I had lipstick on my teeth. I'm sorry, you guys. What do you think? You can see all my little stuff I got going on here. Yeah, this is what we're looking like, you guys. I definitely think it looks really pretty. I think it's gonna settle nicely on my skin too as the day goes on. So I will see you guys later for my next check-in. Hey guys, so I'm doing my check-in. So if you can't tell, I'm oily. I feel like the camera is making it look really exaggerated. I mean, I am oily. I have a ring light on right now. It's my mini ring light. But if you guys remember, this is the sponge side and this was the brush side. So, and then my forehead also. So I think what I might try tomorrow is a mattifying primer with it and see how that kind of fares. I feel like the brush side that I had no primer on is slightly less oily than the sponge side because that's my more like dewy side. But yeah, I'm pretty shiny. I could definitely fill up like 2 blotting sheets right now. If you guys remember the little blotting sheets, I have them in my bag. So yeah, I mean, I did go out. I went to a couple stores. It's 8:47 right now. So I mean, I still think though it looks good. Like, I'm not mad about the oil because I feel like it just kind of looks like, I don't know, I feel like it settled into my skin nicely and gave me a little bit of a glow, but it's definitely a little more oily than I want to be. So I think what I might try tomorrow is setting it with a powder and a mattifying primer and seeing how it looks throughout the day. So I'm really happy I'm doing a 2-day wear test for you guys because I feel like it's just gonna help me out more decide my overall thoughts on the foundation. But I did have a mask on, like I was saying, and I feel like it didn't wear off with the mask. Like usually you'll see like my foundation would be gone, but I don't have that really, honestly. I just had like this little pimple over here that I kind of just like scratched at. But besides that, for having the mask on for quite a bit of time, I think it still looks really good. And then this like is, you know, my highlight. So overall, I am pretty happy with it. I feel like for a semi-matte, it's a little bit, I don't know. I guess I thought I was going to say more matte, but I didn't. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. I just wanted to kind of check in with you guys and let you know how it was wearing. I will see you guys tomorrow when I'm applying this for the second time and we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, so today is day 2, no that's 4, 2 of my Shein SheGlam wear test. Shein foundation, you guys already know. So I think what I'm going to do today is, I was saying this yesterday, I want to go in with a mattifying primer and also a mattifying setting powder and see if that makes a difference. So I'm going to mix 2 shades today. I think I want to mix sand and maybe I'll mix nude together and just kind of see what color that gives me. Because maybe this one was a little too dark for me. And it did oxidize a little bit throughout the day, I will say. Moisturizer today, I'm using the Bolero Facial Gel Hydrator with watermelon and aloe. It actually reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. Jelly Pop moisturizer primer, except it does not have the niacinamide in it. So if you guys are looking for a good kind of like lightweight gel moisturizer, this one is great, and it was only $1. So for primer, I'm going to use the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business. This is a mattifying primer with kaolin clay. So I'm just going to apply this all over to my forehead. I have this like pimple that's like coming in over here, and it's one of those like painful ones without any sort of like whitehead. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to put this on my cheek. On this side, I'm going to use my sponge. This is the LA Girl Pro Sponge. It took me forever to find this sponge, but I finally found it at Ulta. So curious how this is going to look today compared to yesterday. And it is supposed to be a matte foundation. I'm going to go in with my Beaky brush. This is just like a flat top brush. These came in a set from Amazon. I'm going to pick up product. Still have some left over on here. I like this color combo. These two mixed together. I love making kind of like my own custom shades. Circular motions and bringing it down my neck. Alright, so with this application, I definitely, like I was saying, feel more matte. I still feel like you can see my texture more accentuated. So that's kind of like one thing I'm like, ugh, I don't love that, because I just really like something that makes my skin look a little more flawless, I guess, and does give me that like little bit of a filter look. But this one, I just feel like, you know, it's one of those foundations that really has to like settle into your skin for a couple of hours, and then it kind of looks a lot better. It's not one of those foundations where like right away when I put it on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Like, it's perfect, because there are some of those foundations that I'm like, wow, it looks really good right when you first apply it. But this one I'm like, all right, it's okay. Like, I feel like, oh, you could like see my texture. From Five Below, it's the LA Colors Ultimate Cover Concealer. I have the shade Vanilla. I have to get another shade of this, like one step up. And we're just going to use this underneath my eyes. I was telling you guys yesterday that I try to go not too crazy with the under eye concealer when I'm doing a wear test, just so I'm not like wearing a concealer more than I'm wearing the foundation. Wow, how light this is compared to my face. This is a little too light, but if you can find your shade at Five Below, it is so good. I've been wearing it non-stop. It just has like the perfect coverage, the perfect finish. How much darker this eye looks than this eye. I'm going to take that Real Techniques flocked sponge. I'm going to dip into my number 7 powder. I used this yesterday too, and I'm going to go right over that concealer with my Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder, and I'm going to use this to set the other parts of my face. Sponge, I'm going to take a little bit and then just pat this powder in. I just ate it. It tasted good. It's such a yummy powder. Probably wasn't good for me, but. So I just did my brows, and this is what my foundation looks like. I have nothing else on, no highlighter, blush, or anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and record another video. I'm going to do like an eyeshadow tutorial for you guys for YouTube, like a cut crease. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But right now, I feel like I like how it looks. I think I like it even better than yesterday. Sorry, I have like lights on here. I think it looks really good. I definitely feel more matte, but again, we're gonna have to see how this wears throughout the day. I'm so curious how I'm gonna look by the end of the night. It's 1:40 p.m. right now, so I'm gonna wear this, of course, all day for you guys and do check-ins, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm also gonna show you guys day 2 what this looks like in natural light. So next time I see you guys, it will be in my check-in. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Guys, so here is my day 2 natural light check-in so you guys can see what my face looks like with this foundation on. I actually really like the way it's looking right now. I'm thinking I like it even better than the second day. Wow, my blush is like a little bit dark right now. Blush and contour. So here we have my face. I feel like my face looks nice and matte. Again, still think my texture looks a little bit emphasized, but again, it is a matte foundation. I feel like that's, I guess, pretty standard, but it is a matte foundation, so I really like this right now. I feel like it is covering all my spots, and any redness I had, like I had some acne over here, I feel like it covered it up really nicely. Yeah, that is my first check-in, and here's what it's looking like. Let me know what you guys think. And I think the mattifying primer probably will do the trick with this, but I'm gonna see how it wears for the rest of the day and see how my face looks at the end of the night. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it is literally the end of the day. It is 12 a.m. and I figured since it is the end of the day, I've worn this all day, I would do my final check-in with you guys. I'm just sitting in my like makeup area and I have my little lights on over here that are, I don't know what you would call them, like my beauty vanity lights. So hopefully you guys can see. I did put on my glasses before, but here's what we're looking like. Just like try and find the best light so you can see what my skin looks like. So I did have a mask on for quite a bit. I was out filming at Marshall's. This is a pimple that I picked. So you can see even up here I still got oily, especially right in the middle of my forehead. I noticed earlier that I was starting to get oily, specifically here, and you can see a little on my cheeks over here. And you guys know I did set it. I still though think it's pretty good considering, and I do like the way that it looks. So my final thoughts on this foundation from Shein, the SheGlam Foundation. I definitely would wear it again. I liked how lightweight it was. I like that it's fragrance free. I like that it has CBD in it. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a super heavy mask on your face, but it still is a full coverage foundation. I do though have to blot with this. You have to set it if you're oily. Really curious how this would be for dry skin, since it got me decently oily even after setting my face with a mattifying powder and using a mattifying primer. But I still did like the way that my skin looked. Like when I was looking at my skin earlier in the day when I was coming out of Marshall's, I was like, wow, like my skin, I like it. It looked nice, like with my blush and my highlighter and everything. Like it felt like a sort of flawless, I hate using that word, but like that kind of like smooth finish. But when you do first put it on, I feel like it does kind of accentuate your pores if you have textured skin. But overall, I think it is definitely worth it to try it out. I mean, it's $9. And I'm curious what you guys would think of it. So don't forget about the giveaway that they're doing. I will link the website down below. If you try out the foundation, you post about it on your Instagram. They're doing giveaways for $500 to their website and also their makeup collection. So if you guys want to see me try out more Shein makeup, let me know. I hope you enjoyed seeing this 2-day wear test. Hopefully you got a good idea of what the foundation looked like on my skin, application, how it wore throughout the day. I hope you guys found this helpful. I had so much fun filming this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Shein for sending me this foundation to try out for my review, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!